Hi, welcome back. Before we get started, I want to mention a change that I'm making in the assignment due dates. As you know, the module assignments for this course are normally due on Sunday of each week. I'm going to change that due date to be on Tuesday instead. You've probably noticed in the last few weeks that I've been opening the new modules on Tuesday anyway, so this change will give you a full week to complete the assignments. If this change presents any scheduling problems for you, please let me know. Now for this week, I'd like to have you continue reading about the food industry, not only because it's an important issue that we all need to be better informed about, but because a lot of the people who publish articles about this subject are producing some very nice examples of writing that you can use as models for some of your own writing projects. In particular, these are good examples of argument writing, where the authors are using healthy doses of ethos and logos and pathos to persuade readers to see their point of view. Now, speaking of food, I wanted to show you something that I saw at a gas station the other day. I'm not much of a junk food eater, so this sign was a little shocking to me. It made me realize that for a lot of people, this might be a fairly typical breakfast. And that troubles me because this type of food not only causes serious problems for the human body, but also represents some very serious problems that exist in our food industry as a whole. So for this week's essay, I want you to read an article by Mark Bittman, who does a nice job of highlighting some of these problems. Bittman is a best-selling author of cookbooks, he's a columnist for the New York Times, and he's become somewhat of a TV personality. I chose this essay because I think Bittman does a nice job of pointing out some of the lesser-known facts about the food industry in this country. For example, after energy production, livestock is the second highest contributor of methane in the atmosphere. And livestock is also one of the biggest culprits in producing land and water pollution. Or how about the fact that half of the antibiotics that exist in this country are fed to animals, not people? Which can be a problem if we become more resistant to these drugs when we need them most. I also like the Bittman essay because, as I mentioned, it's a good example of argument writing. He makes some very clear main points about the subject and then uses some very strong supporting details to back up his claims. So I think you'll like the essay and video, and keep in mind that you can use this as an example for your own writing projects. Also this week, we're going to continue learning how to approach the job of writing an entire essay. If you remember from last week, I had you complete part 1, which was an exercise to help you come up with a variety of different topics from which you might be able to write an essay. I also had you write a thesis statement for each of those topic ideas, along with 4 topic sentences that might be good candidates for writing 4 different paragraphs of an essay. This week we're moving on to part 2, where you'll be writing those paragraphs that could be used in the body of an essay. First, I'd like you to go back to part 1 and choose one of your favorite topics from that assignment. If you completed the worksheet, you should have 4 different topics to choose from. Pick one and then write a complete paragraph for each of the topic sentences you created. Now, before you choose one of your favorite topics from part 1, I want you to think about the different types of essays you might want to write. When I say type of essay, I'm really talking about what's called an essay theme. And you have 6 different essay themes from which to choose. 1, illustration essay. 2, description essay. 3, narration essay. 4, process essay. 5, argument essay. And 6, compare and contrast essay. Do these words sound familiar? They should, because these are the same words that describe the types of paragraphs you've been writing throughout this entire course. You've already written an illustration paragraph, but you can also write an illustration essay. You've already written a description paragraph, but you can also write a description essay. Same goes for the narration paragraph. You can also write a narration essay. Or how about the process paragraph? You can write an entire essay that also explains a process. You can write an argument paragraph and an argument essay. You can even write a comparison and contrast essay with the same techniques you use to write a comparison and contrast paragraph. Which theme you pick is up to you, but you might find that some of the topics you created in last week's assignment are better suited to one theme than another. For example, if your thesis statement looks something like this, driving and texting can be a dangerous combination, the illustration theme might be your best choice for developing a full essay on that topic. Why? Because an illustration essay is all about using specific examples to support a general point. In this example, the thesis statement is making a general point about the dangers of driving and texting, which in an essay could easily be followed by several paragraphs that support that main point. On the other hand, if your thesis statement looks something like this, driving and texting should be illegal in Iowa, you might consider writing an argument essay, because your thesis statement implies that you want to persuade readers to see your point of view. If your thesis statement looks something like this, my path to college was steep and full of sharp turns, you might consider using the narration theme, since your thesis implies that you have a story to tell. However, if your thesis instead looks something like this, getting ready for college, how to prepare for success in school, you might consider using the process theme, since your thesis implies that you want to show your reader how to do something. Once you've decided on your favorite topic from part 1 and the type of essay theme that would be best suited for your thesis statement, you can start writing paragraphs for each topic sentence. You should have 4 different topic sentences to work with, so that means writing 4 different paragraphs. Also, you might consider making your topic sentence the first sentence of the paragraph just to simplify the assignment. Now remember that the paragraphs you write for this assignment, part 2, will be part of an essay that I'll have you start working on next week. That assignment will be part 3, where you will create a title, introduction, and conclusion to go along with your new paragraphs. Now, if you have any questions about this week's assignment, please contact me through the Angel website, or you can write me directly at my email address shown here. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.